All right, we move on indeed to this is an interesting game on Tuesday night. Sunbelt play. James Madison and Texas State. We've got JMU 6.5-point road favorites, 57 the total here in this game. JMU has certainly a chance to win the Sunbelt Conference this season, and they're a team that we know the run game is their bread and butter as far as moving the football. 6-1 on the season, 4-0 in conference play, first place right now in the Sunbelt. They are one game ahead of, I can't believe Coastal Carolina, with the way they started the season, is here now 3-1 alone in second in the Sun Belt. But there they are, Coastal Carolina. We'll get to them and their game in a little bit. But JMU, the class of this conference, in my opinion, I have zero interest fading them. Now, I know they had a couple games where they did not cover, but laying huge numbers, CMAC. 14-7 against Georgia State. 24-14 against Louisiana. They were 20 and 18.5-point favorites in those games. They bounced back with a convincing, thorough beatdown over Old Dominion, 63-27 in their last game. It was a close game back and forth, and then the JMU defense turned up the screws on a very good ODU offense led by Colton Joseph, and then the JMU offense did the rest. And that had to have been the best performance I've seen this year from the quarterback for the Dukes, Alonzo Barnett. 295 through the air, 153 on the ground. Barnett alone accounted for almost 350 yards, all-purpose total yards, against Old Dominion in that 63-27 victory a couple of weeks ago. So very impressive. The first thing you have to look at when you handicap a James Madison game is what is the opponent against the run defensively, and Texas State's not good this season against the run defense. They're not good, period, defensively. They've given up points to everybody. They've played the Bobcats against the run specifically, 4.3 yards per carry, which is 83rd in the country defensively. Worse as far as overall rush yards per game, 96th in the country. Texas State allowing 162.7 rushing yards per game. So this is a one-way game for me, CMAC. I know it's a home game. They're catching points. Texas State has been a point spread disaster area this season. No question about that. We've seen them now on a 0-5 ATS slide in their last 5 games. We saw them obviously lose outright as double-digit favorites to Arkansas State, lose outright as 7.5-point favorites to Troy, lose outright as 3-point road favorites the last time they played against Marshall. I know CMAC really liked Marshall in that game, and they were able to get it done against this Texas State team. Now they're a dog, so it's a little bit different. But you look back the last time they were an underdog, Texas State, they lost by 19 at Arizona State, did not cover. That was their one time this year, as actually they were an underdog too against UTSA first game of the year. They won that game outright. But JMU defensively for sure is a whole lot better than UTSA. I think JMU wins by a touchdown, possibly more. So I'm actually going to lay it here with James Madison. 6. I think they're the class, and I don't see any way Texas State's horrific defense. They don't stop anything. They don't stop the pass. They don't stop the run. And now with Barnett getting some confidence, CMAC, in that Old Dominion game with the passing game, the one concern with James Madison all year is they haven't thrown the football all that well. And then James Madison and Barnett had this breakout game throwing the football against Old Dominion a couple weeks ago. So, yeah, this is, to me, a game where James Madison, if they're on their game, they're capable of winning by at least a touchdown. CMAC, what do you think here? James Madison, Texas State.
Yeah, I think both these teams off buys as well in this game. I mean, if this is just on Saturday, like in the morning, it seems like this line would be bigger. I don't know, just because these weeknight games. Why is this a 6.5 or 6? Like, it seems too short for me. But one thing you have to think, if Texas State is even in this thing at all, the offense has to go. I mean, that's what they do. They have to score points. Like, to me, James Madison, you talk about the passing game open up, which they should have success against Texas State, who's ranked 103rd. But how do they stop James Madison with the run? I mean, even if they sell out here, you're mentioning what they have. I think they average around 230 a game. Does James Madison 243? Sorry, 8th. Texas State's 96, 162. They give up. I don't know how they stop them.
No.
at all. It seems like a layup. Maybe just take James Madison team total here if you're a little bit. It seems like they still would able to score. Like if Texas State does cover, this is a high scoring game.
Yeah,
like back and forth. I like how James Madison's defense has played. That was a good second half. They got down.
They gave up.
Quick.
Old Dominion was scoring on every drive early in that game. Whatever halftime adjustments they made, holy shit, they fucking worked. I mean, my God, they did nothing in the second half. Old Dominion, and that's a good Old Dominion offense. That quarterback Joseph is very good. So you got to give JMU's defense to pitch a shutout in the second half. That's damn impressive against Old Dominion.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah, JMU for me -6.5. I just think they're the class. They beat Texas. Now this is 3 years ago, but they beat Texas State 40-13 3 years ago. James Madison when they played, and I don't think Texas State is as good. Last year their defense had problems too. I think their defense is probably even worse this year, and I don't think the quarterback plays as and the offense is consistently as good with Brad Jackson, who's now taken over the quarterback reins there for them. By the way, no weather to speak of with the Tuesday games.
This game's had some wind though. This game, I believe. 15-mile-an-hour wind, I believe, or is that the last
15's not terrible, but yeah.
It's early. We always do weather. I talk about, us on Mondays a little bit just to throw if there's going to be some, but there looks like there's some wind.
The good news for James Madison, though, is if the wind does whip up, which obviously affects passing more than anything, we're talking about a JMU offense that, as far as rush attempts are concerned, 8th in the country, 99th in the country pass attempts. So they do run the football a lot more. So it won't.
They had that strange road game against Georgia State, 14-7. You could look at that, but hey, even though that was low scoring, that would still get you a cover.
I think it was for them too.
I'm just saying you cover here. I mean, even with this game,
I think Texas State's still been one of the better teams in this conference. That this gets their attention, like the Liberty game did. And remember, James Madison went to Liberty on the road earlier this year and beat them 31-13. So, I think
better offense. As bad as their defense are, Texas State, I think, has a better offense than Liberty. Maybe if that could help them there.
No doubt. All right, next up, you could do James Madison. You know what I might do? It's cheap enough. James Bet365 gives me this option. I've been using it in the NFL with great success. I had it with Buffalo yesterday, Buffalo Bills, Buffalo double result, lead at halftime and win the game. It's a good bet. I'm starting to use that bet a lot more. JMU double result might be a good option here. Lead at halftime, win the game. If you're not as comfortable laying the 6.5 here.